Happy Valentine's Day, book team! It's Amelia, and welcome back to my channel. So, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I thought it would be fun to do a video of my top 5 romantic tropes. So these are the romantic cliches and writing devices that I get super excited about when I come across them in my reading adventures. Some of them are guilty, some of them are very rare, but I love them all shamelessly, so let's dive right in. By the way, this is going to be in no particular order because I'm a coward and I really hate picking favorites. So my first favorite romantic trope is the ugly duckling. And by ugly duckling, I do not mean the guy or the girl goes through a huge makeover and then all of a sudden everyone loves them, yada yada yada. No, I actually really do not like that type of story because I think it is very unhealthy, and yeah. If you like those kinds of stories, great, then keep reading them. I just personally have a lot of issues with them. But by ugly duckling, I mean books about characters that actually are not conforming to the traditional standard of beauty. And another disclaimer, I do not mean the characters who are like, oh my god, my hair is just so blonde and my legs are just so long and thin. No, I do not mean those at all, because those characters annoy me beyond end. No, I am talking about the characters who are overweight, who have skin issues, or who have any kind of deformity to them that doesn't comply to the standard beauty concept, and who still end up finding love. And I'm not saying that you need to be in a relationship in order to be happy, because that is far from the truth. I love it when those kinds of characters are able to find someone who loves them for them and would never have them any other way. Not only does it indicate a healthy relationship, which I think is very important to read about, but it's also just nice to have those kinds of characters to give their readers positive affirmations. But the romantic in me feels like there is someone out there for everyone, and so when I'm reading about a character who is insecure because of their weight or their skin condition or whatever, and they find someone who doesn't care about any of that, then I get really, really happy. It's even better when the ugly duckling character doesn't have any insecurities and just feel as if they are the way they are, and if other people don't like it, then they don't need them in their lives. Trope number 2 is the playboy with the good girl and vice versa. This is probably one of the most common tropes that you find, but I never get tired of reading it. I really love it when opposites are attracted to one another, and especially in the case of playboy, good girl, and vice versa situations, it tends to open up to a bunch of tension, a bunch of banter, a bunch of heart-fluttery, precious moments. And it sometimes presents a reminder that people can change for the better and that there's somebody out there for everyone. Like I said, romantic right here. Trope number 3 is enemies to lovers. Okay, so if I had to choose an all-time favorite romantic trope, this would probably be it. I just always have so much fun reading these types of relationships. I love reading characters who love to drive each other completely crazy and potentially even try to make the other's life a complete living hell. And I love reading the turn that they go through as they start to understand each other or possibly come to terms with the denial that they're in. I just always find this relationship dynamic to be so enjoyable, and I definitely actively seek it out when I am looking for a good romance thing to read. Trope number 4 is heterosexual character having homosexual feelings. I feel like this trope is super rare, or maybe I'm just not reading the right books, but I absolutely love it when a heterosexual character starts to question their sexuality because they start to have homosexual feelings for a friend of theirs, especially when that friend is cross-dressing. I think that sexuality is one of the most fluid things about human nature, and it makes me so happy that there's so many discussions going on these days about sexuality. So when a character starts to realize that they might like their bro or gal pal as more than a friend, I get super pumped. Regardless of the couple's genders by the end of the story, I just always find it so fascinating when a character has to stop and just reevaluate everything they ever knew about themselves or thought that they knew about themselves. Self-reflection is always a great thing. And finally, trope number 5 is unconventional/forbidden relationships. This one is a bit of a stretch, I don't really know, but I'm gonna throw it in here anyway. So when I say forbidden relationships, I'm not entirely talking about a Romeo and Juliet style story. In fact, Romeo and Juliet is one of my least favorite Shakespeare plays. But what I mean are relationships that aren't exactly in accordance with our social norms. So books like Lolita, which is basically pedophilia, or The Necrophiliac, which is about necrophilia, or even Forbidden, which is a book that I have been told is about incest. These books interest me. Now, I by no means support pedophilia, necrophilia, or incest, but I think it's important as a reader to push yourself to read books that go beyond what you deem morally correct or socially normal. I think it's important to read a voice that otherwise would be shunned or you would never hear about. Because I have no idea how a necrophiliac would think, but I am very curious to know. I mean, that's what banned book weeks are basically about, right? Reading books that challenge your worldview. I just really love reading perspectives that are drastically different from my own because it really challenges me and it potentially helps me to understand why a brother would be attracted sexually to his sister or why an older man would be attracted to his stepdaughter. You can understand something without supporting it. So those are my all-time favorite romantic tropes. Leave me a comment down below with some of your favorites. Do you agree with some of mine? Do you disagree? Have I completely creeped you out now? Let me know! And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to be updated about future videos, please hit that fancy dancy subscribe button. But for now, I hope you all have a lovely Valentine's Day. Personally, it's going to be a great evening with me, myself, my books, possibly Netflix, and some Ben & Jerry's. But you know, I don't have to deal with relationship drama, which is excellent. Unless I read about it, but then it's just a simple matter of closing the book and picking up a new one. Ah, the simple life. Alright guys, I'll talk to you on Wednesday. Bye!